very different options. He said that it's not political aspirations that are, behind this. I'm not sure I believe that. But the thing is that Bixby Knolls, we're fighters. I mean, Kate Braid is not the only force there.
Right.
And I think there might have been a little bit of a miscalculation on taking this section because they're already talking recall there. And 3,800 people is enough to start a recall campaign and to get it on the ballot. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying that's what the plan is. The plan is let's talk some more. Mm-hmm. That's,
Now, with the option that Councilmember Johnson proposed, if you could explain to the listeners on 562CityLife Radio on kbeach.org the boundaries of that, So what is going to change? Is there something with San Antonio?
Yeah.
So give us kind of your best a visual
since I can't show the listeners this map right
right,
yeah. So basically, we're talking about California Heights, which is basically the historic district south of Bixby Road, and the 7th district includes Wrigley, which is a very nice area for listeners that aren't familiar with that.
Some nice houses.
And, very nice houses. I loved it. I used to live there. It's a great community. Mm-hmm. And some on the west side. So basically what Councilman Johnson's proposing is annexing the area between Orange and Atlantic from San Antonio down to Bixby Road. Now, it's a big chunk. Yeah. Now, he already has in the 7th district from Orange to Cherry, and those are similar houses. So it makes some sense, and one of our proposals is there's a little corner up. So he goes to San Antonio and Cherry, but there's a little corner at Del Amo. And so for listeners who are familiar with what used to be, I guess, the Sunnyside Mortuary, which is now Forest Lawn there, there's a section of houses there that are very similar to the rest of his district. That would be good to add to the 7th and help with the count, equalizing the count. But no, he doesn't want to go all the way to Del Amo. But so basically the heart of Bixby Knolls is basically from Atlantic to Orange.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate.
You go for it.
I'm the 8th district.
Bring
right?
it on.
I'm a resident. I'm a resident of 8th district, right? Okay. Kate, stop bugging me about this. I'm going to be living where I'm at and I'm going to work. My house isn't moving. I'm going to be getting my same paycheck. Why do you need me to come to this meeting? I mean, let them deal with that. I'm going to be living in the same neighborhood. My neighbors aren't going to change. I don't get what you're talking about.
Okay. That's a good question. Basically, in the 8th district, we like our councilmen. When we call them up and we talk to them, we actually have an interview process before someone runs for election where we sit down with them. A group of us sit down and talk with them. How do you feel? We're big on our trees. We're big on our airport. We have certain issues.
Who's that board? Who would that be? I guess
it's just a bunch of activists.
Okay.
Me and some other forces, and sit down and talk about these things. They're important. And before we support a candidate and go doorbelling for them and everything, then we make sure we're on the same page and we have their commitment. Okay, based on what I've seen from Councilman Johnson, we're not going to have that. We're also not going to have the chance to vote for this person, another person in that position, till I think 2014. So I've called him and asked for him to hear my point of view, and it was borderline, they weren't going to let me in the door to talk to him and basically telling me, well, this is how it is. Well, this is not how the people in the 8th district like it. They like to be heard. They like to have a dialogue. We like a little feedback. It may be that our idea is not going to work, but we're used to a community that works together, that talks us out, and our council person has always been a part of that and willing to listen. So
you hear that, 8th district residents? That's why it's important.
Yeah.
Very important. It's imperative that everybody
very
attends this
important.
event.
And if you can't be there, email your council person.
Right. Yeah. So we're going to go into a track right now, and then we'll come back with Kate, one of the organizers. So make sure you guys listen in and understand how important this is. Contact your city council members, and maybe if you want to figure out more. So right now, this is going to be Z, formerly known as Mulatto. The song's called Miami Heat. You're listening to this on Matt and the Man on kbeach.org, 562CityLife Radio.
All three of those are good again. What you gonna do when the lights go down?
song, you all up on me. I'm about to make myself at home. Every time you move, I see bright lights and shooting stars. I try to play it cool, but you're making me so hot. I'm burning up. I'm burning up. Miami Heat. I'm burning up. I'm burning up. Miami Heat. Where did this come from? How did we get here? Where did our inhibitions go? There go my high tops. There go your high heels. Do not disturb, sign on the door. Every time you move, I see bright lights and shooting stars. I'm trying to play it cool, but you're making me so hot. You got me so hot, I'm burning up. I'm burning up. I'm burning up. Miami Heat. I'm burning up. I'm burning up. Miami Heat.
Feel the fire.
What you gonna do when the lights go down, 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 down,
I feel the heat.
I'm burning up. I'm burning up. Miami Heat. I'm burning up. I'm burning up. Miami Heat. Oh, oh,
That was Z, formerly known as Mulatto, on 562 City Life Radio on kbeach.org at Cal State University, Long Beach. Z, that song was called Miami Heat. Pretty dope stuff. I know they're getting ready with an album, so you guys got to make sure you check them out. Find them on Facebook. The band members is Luke Iono, Marquet Fairley, Dustin Troy Moore, Marges Miles, and Eddie Cole, and Tom Terrell as well. Tom Terrell on the trumpet, man. That's my boy right there. So make sure you guys check them out. Now we're back with Kate Braid right now, talking about the community event, a community-organized event regarding redistricting, specifically with the 7th and 8th districts. Now, tell us a little bit more. If people want to get involved with what's going on, or if you just want to attend or spread the word, how can they do that?
Give us the date and time of the upcoming meeting. It's all right. I have it right here in front of me.
Okay, the meeting is Tuesday, the 28th at 6:30 at the Expo Building, and most people probably know that from the Art Community Center that we have there. It's at 4321 Atlantic, and they could come. They could find out more. They can go on Facebook. We have the event is on Facebook, and you can post questions, ask me anything, and I'll get back to you.
We shared the event on Facebook this morning to let everybody know that we'd have you on, so they can look in our feed there to RSVP to the event, get the full details. But yeah, like she said, it's at the Expo Building Tuesday, June 28th. So that's next Tuesday. This coming Tuesday, basically after the next Tuesday in the line here.
Yeah, a week from yesterday.
Starting at 6:30 p.m. The Expo Building is basically on the corner of Atlantic Boulevard. And what's the cross streets there?
That's like
It's north of Carson Boulevard.
Yes.
North of Carson. Just a bit south of San Antonio.
Just past It's a Grind. Just past
kind
Long
of
Beach
Burlington, is that the name? Burlington in Atlantic-ish area. Across street from like E.J. Malloy's, that area. Right? You can't miss it. It's where First Friday's the main hub is, art gallery, and it's a good spot for community events and town halls and stuff too.
So if you want to get involved in that, feel free to, please definitely make it down to that event. Or if you just want to pay attention to some good cat fighting too at the city council meetings. This is definitely an issue that I think is going to get some blood boiling.
Yeah.
And see some good cat fights on, so
Yeah, you'll see some pretty crazy stuff, I'm sure of it. And yeah, make sure you go on Facebook, spread the word as well. You can find the event on there. Search for Kate Braid. Look on 562 City Life. You can probably see us. Repost the link. We post on there. Make sure you're attending the event. And just come out and support. Even if you're not involved in those districts, you might want to still come and get educated on what's going on, right?
Yep, and definitely. And I think we were talking during the break about why should you care even if it's not in your district? You know what? We're lucky in Long Beach to have the city council system where we have a person that represents us downtown, and we need to be sure to use that system and let our council person know, maybe it's not your district and maybe it'll be your first time picking up the phone and calling down there or sending an email, but it's the kind of government that works.
Okay, yeah, definitely. You want to check it out, especially like you said, if you're from downtown, feel free to come. It's open to the public, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody.
Absolutely.
The topic may be about 7th and 8th districts, but it's open to Long Beach.
Absolutely.
There's a ripple effect going on there.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're watching the clock here. We're racing towards the clock, running out of time. Kate, thank you very much for coming
Thank
down
you.
here.
Thank you.
That was
It's
good.
been a blast.
Sorry we couldn't spend a little more time delving into it a little bit further, but we'll have some follow-up sessions.
Awesome.
Maybe we'll get somebody from Councilmember Johnson's show to come down, or office to come down or to call in. We wanted to do a call-in opportunity for somebody from Gabelich's office or Johnson's office, but we're still a little green on how to use the phone line thing here.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We used to do Skype, and just brings people in on Skype on the old platform. So, definitely not trying to exclude anybody from participating in the conversation. So we'll invite them on for future stuff. We got to watch the clock. We got Prime Spot Radio coming up next. We wanted to play a track by an artist named Chad Bishop that recorded a drop for us specifically, but I think we're running a bit out of time for that.
I think we can play it.
I think we're out of time for that. We only got 45 seconds.